Hey guys, welcome to the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast. It's me, your girl Eda, and today we're going to talk about something that I have been super involved in for about 2 years now, mentoring. I'm a part of a mentoring program. I provide legal professional development coaching, I consult with law firms, and I have a few mentors myself. So I think I know a little thing or two about bringing something to the table when it comes to mentorship and what it's all about. So to be honest with you, when we talk about mentoring, we often see it as the mentor part of it, right? What they have to bring to the table, what are their credentials, all that good stuff. But really, mentorship is more of a partnership. So I guess the best way I can explain this to you is by telling you how I met my mentor or my business consultant. I was literally at this live event way before the pandemic, and she was one of the speakers on the panel. And of course, there was amazing women on the panel and they were all great. But for some reason, I really connected with my business consultant. And it was something about her rawness, kind of her feel, her confidence, her grit. It really resonated with me because I'm the same way. I'm very raw, I'm very obviously I'm confident, and I have a lot to say. So I loved that about her. And we just automatically clicked. Something said to me, hey, just go talk to her after she gets off the stage. And I did. And I immediately just, again, it was an organic connection and it was great. She started telling me about who she was, what she did, because at that point, I didn't even know what she did. And she told me about this retreat. So I ended up going to the retreat and it was great. Powerful words, most life-changing experience I've ever had thus far in my short life. And it was the most amazing experience I've ever had. She was sweet, she was welcoming, somebody that I would hang out with on a Friday night, to be honest with you. And it was great. Honestly, I didn't know anything about her while she was on that stage. All I knew is that she was a business owner because that's what the convention or the event was about. And so really her credentials or anything that she had wasn't really important to me at that point because she had already proven to me that she would be helpful. I wasn't looking for a consultant or mentor. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know it existed. I thought for me, mentorship before then was somebody that you looked up to as far as somebody famous, somebody online, something like that. But those one-on-one conversations or those group sessions or those, hand-holding moments, that's really important, especially as a business owner. I was recent. It wasn't something, I was in business maybe a year or two by that time. And I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do with the business, but I wanted it to grow. I wanted it to continue to thrive because luckily we never had a bad year so far, knock on wood. However, I wanted more for the business. I just didn't know what to do, how to pivot, what I needed to do. And later on, through a couple of sessions with her, I found out that I was that person. I was the one holding my business back. So we went through all of that. She showed me a few tips and tricks on the business. And from there on, it's been smooth sailing and I can't thank her enough. I still communicate with that, with her, and I still have sessions. I still attend events. I do all of it. So for me, mentorship from the receiving end was super powerful. And later on, I said, well, I think I can do this too for somebody else, for somebody niched in what I do, right? So that's how I became a mentor as well. Now, let's talk about what actually mentoring is all about. It's the process of development. Whether you find someone that is unbiased, not really emotionally invested. And by that, I mean, it's not that they don't care. It's just that they're an outsider, right? They're not a family member. They're not a friend. They're not a colleague that you've known for years that knows about your family and what you do and all that stuff. Understanding that that is crucial for your development and your mentorship. Also willing to commit, right? Commitment is a big one, both on the mentor and the mentee side, right? It's when two or more people, if you're doing group sessions, come together and really hash out those bottlenecks that are preventing you from progressing in life and really reaching those personal, professional, or honestly both successes that you want and that you envision for yourself. Sometimes I know we feel stuck and we just don't really know what to do. So we kind of need that roadmap. And a mentor can definitely be that roadmap for you once you find someone that is willing to work with you and do the work with you. You know, again, it's a partnership, it's a commitment. It has to be memorable, hopefully a good memory for sure. And all right, so here's the hard part. You have to be vulnerable. For me, this was the hard part. Not a very emotional person. I do not wear my emotions on my sleeve unless it's anger or love. Other than anything in between, I don't know how to identify, to be honest with you. I was still learning that at that moment. And that's pretty much who I am in a nutshell. So the vulnerability part, that intimacy portion, where you're digging in and you're understanding that maybe there are some barriers that you need to overcome, some obstacles that need to be removed for yourself in order to continue to move forward. I use this example or this experience in the Let's Talk Paralegal book, where I talk about when I used to run track and one of my teammates got injured. So coach comes up to me and says, I need you to do the hurdles after I had just run the marathon. You know, I had just done my run and the 100-yard dash, that's what it was. After I had just finished that, I was exhausted. I just wanted a break. You know, I was training, I was tired. And honestly, I just wasn't, for me at that moment, I was like, hurdles are just not for me. I just never really got the gist of hurdles. That's why we had a teammate that would do it, right? And I said, I don't know. I honestly, I didn't say yes or no at that moment. I just said, I don't really know I can do this. And then he goes, well, know that you're the only one that thinks that. So even though you have your coach rooting for you, your family, your friends, you may have that support already, which is already a step ahead of most. Some people don't have that. So really definitely feel blessed and honored to have that in your life currently. You might be the person that is stopping you from progressing. So a different perspective is also important to introduce into your life. People that are not like-minded, people that can give you an honest, yet raw opinion about who you are, where you are, what those bottlenecks are. And I'm not talking about mental health. Mental health is a whole different situation, and definitely seek a professional for counseling and things like that. I'm not saying that. I don't know about that. That is not my realm. I have plenty of them. If you want, I can refer you. My best friend's a therapist. My sister's a psychologist. So trust me, I'm surrounded by them day in, day out. And I have great respect for that field. And I feel like they are an important role in society, especially now during this rough time that we're going through economically, socially, emotionally, and definitely mentally, where we are all reevaluating our life. So I do not want to take away from our mental health counselors and the mental health industry. That I have, again, utter respect for that industry. What I'm talking about is practical, tactical, transferable, physical, mental, emotional skills, right? So learning that there are barriers, that there are traumas, that there are past experiences, and unfortunately we have unconscious biases that we carry regardless if we obviously know them or not, right? Unconscious bias kind of goes with the name. So understanding that that mentor can bring a new perspective into your world is necessary. Change, y'all, I know it's not easy. Vulnerability is not easy. What I'm asking you to do is definitely not easy, but it's necessary in order for you to unlock your potential. And you'll find out that you're limitless, that you can go beyond your imagination. And it's an amazing, relieving, fulfilling, emotional roller coaster. But that's life. You know, if you're not living life, then what are you doing, right? So understanding that mentorship can be that outlet for you is crucial. I mean, it's absolutely necessary. I always suggest that you get a mentor. So how do I get one, Eda? You convinced me. Great. So finding a mentor is key. Not all of you will have the amazing experience that I did, where I just ended up at an event and it just happened that I got both, right? I got a two-in-oneer. I got one that can help me with the business and also with myself. Sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes you'll find someone that can help you with your career goals. I always suggest that you pick someone that's already doing what you want to do, right? So, or that has been there and superseded what you want to do, because you can walk the walk and talk the talk, but you got to live the live. I know that doesn't make sense, but it will soon. Understanding that you experiences that they bring to the table, especially when it's career specific, is necessary, especially for a niche such as the legal industry. I know I always say that the legal industry is a niche and everybody's like, but we have transferable skills and we have this and we have that. Understood. And that's the best part about the legal industry, that it pours into every other industry in the entire world. But what we do, nobody else can do, right? We interpret law, we create a case for our clients, we provide customer service, and that's an all-in-oneer. Other industries only provide customer service, only provide a certain product, only provide a certain service. We don't. We do all in one. We take care of your legal matters, we take care of your emotional matters sometimes, right? Sometimes even as legal professionals, we become those counselors. So seeking colleagues, seeking other people in the field that you feel, hey, I like what they're doing, I want to do that too. I wonder if they will take the time and are willing to work with me, because I really want to progress. Sometimes it's free, sometimes it's paid, obviously, depending on what your agreement is and how you find them, and if that's really what they do for a living. So if they do that for a living, you're most likely going to have to pay. Yes, you'll probably get discounts or free sessions or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to pay. They have to make a living too. So understand that as well. And then if you're looking for someone like a life coach, right? Someone to help you with your insecurities, and you're well aware that your fear is what's really preventing you, or a certain trauma that has happened to you, then I would suggest probably like a life coach, maybe even a mental health counselor, depending on the severity of your particular case. I always say life is not a one size fits all. So you have to really do your research, really search that person that really clicks with you. I automatically clicked with my person, my business consultant, and we still do. And she's an amazing human. And I honestly wouldn't know where my business or I would be without her. So for me, I'm a big advocate about mentorship, counseling, consulting, to the point where I even myself became one for paralegals and legal professionals and law firms. And honestly, anybody really. I just found out recently that even my friends, look to me for certain things. And for me, that's an honor, and it's a great badge to carry and have on my chest. I'm very proud of that. So I want you to be there too. I want you to overcome whatever it is that it is. You fill in that blank. Obviously, again, life is not one size fits all, but I really want you to focus and hone in on, what do I want? What does that look like? And how can I get there? That's really what this whole thing is about. And if you need someone to help you and hold your hand, that there's nothing wrong with that. Being vulnerable doesn't mean that you still can't be strong, assertive, if that's your issue, because that was my issue. So I'm talking out of experience here. Understanding that reciprocity, our experiences shape who we are. We didn't all grow up in the same society. We didn't all grow up learning the same language. My first language was Spanish. So understanding that there are dynamics and other things outside our control that can affect, form, change, rebirth us, can be stressful. But understanding that through mentorship, through counseling, through any type of help that you seek, oh my gosh, you'll feel so whole again. You'll feel like whole as a whole, not like a whole like in a okay, I had to be funny, right? Because this is serious. But stress-free, you'll just feel like a really big weight off your shoulders. And I want that for you. So go out there, you'll feel great, I promise. And as I always say, I hope this expands your horizons and that one day my LTP family will just be very happy, be the best version of themselves so that we can really, really, really change the legal industry from the inside out. So until justice is served, I love you guys and I'll be here. This is not the last episode. We still have a couple more to go until our season is over. But I just wanted to kind of throw this out there for you guys and really, really, really start seeking mentorship, whether it's through me, whether it's through other people. Look, I know, I had a potential business consultant that came up to me and said, you can be a peach, but not everybody likes peaches. And you know what? That kind of stuck with me. It made me understand that I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that is quite all right. So, love you guys. Stay safe, stay strong, stay serving.